Okay. All right. Should I read out the description?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. An honest look at the past can teach us important lessons in the present. As the people we are now, it's easy to think about all the mistakes we've made, and they're not always easy to admit. Well, we're here to help make it a little bit easier. Join us, a diverse group of friends from all walks of life, as we sit back and talk about the trials that we faced growing up, as well as the happiness and milestones that we've enjoyed. In hindsight, there's a lot of things we all wish we knew just a little bit earlier. Come take a seat at the table. Let's reflect on it together.
All right. Austin, why don't you introduce
Austin?
yourself?
Oh yeah. Hi guys. My name is Austin.
Hello, my name is Chris.
Hey there, my name is Hasaan.
Who's next? Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, my name is Maria.
Hi, my name is Jacquie.
Hi, my name's Weldon.
All right, so clearly you guys could tell that this is our first episode.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, but we'll get better, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
we got this,
So-
guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're all from. It's worth mentioning that we're all from Ryerson University, and I think all of us are in the RTA program.
Correct.
All
Armando.
third year students.
Yes, sir.
Third year, yeah, all third year, right?
We're getting
Anyway.
there.
So yeah, I'll just start off the discussion with asking you guys how's everything been with COVID and quarantine life.
It's been kind of sad, man.
Kind of crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Been doing the same thing over and over every single day.
Days are looking the same.
Huh?
TikTok.
TikTok.
No,
TikTok. Yes, TikTok.
TikTok's
Honestly-
too much. Honestly, with the days constantly repeating, I'm getting demotivated. Honestly,
Yeah.
I kind
It's
of like
just-
it though.
Ugh.
It like forces you to like sit with yourself, no distractions, and like, you
That is
know.
true.
But we've been sitting with ourselves for 6
I
months.
know. But imagine how good life is gonna feel afterwards
That's
when
true.
everything's
That's
open
true.
again, not taking
That's
anything
really
for
true.
granted.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this time gave me a new appreciation of life.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it was pretty necessary for a lot of people to have this time to ourselves,
hmm
figure our heads out.
I thought this whole quarantine thing was gonna help me like reflect a lot, but I don't know. I just feel lazy.
Yeah.
No, I think it actually did, but it's been a long time. It lasted for too long, I'd say.
It kind of
Yeah.
had
For me.
like lows and highs where in the beginning it was like, oh, this sucks, can't do anything that I used to love doing. And then we went through the reflection period. We're like, this isn't too bad. Spending time with myself
Mhm.
and getting to know myself better. But now I think we gotten to a point where it's like, all right, I've learned enough about
Yeah.
myself.
Make this
Exactly.
stop.
I want to get out of this already.
So let's talk about that. What did you guys learn about yourself, or what are some things that you discovered more about during quarantine?
I guess I'll butt in. I realized I was really uncomfortable with myself, and the reason for my feeling of loneliness was just that I felt kind of insecure and uncomfortable with myself, and I had to find ways to love just being by myself. So I kind of got into different things and realized like I can have a lot of fun even if I'm just by myself, and that was new. Something new I learned during quarantine.
Yeah, I think I would say a lot of the same for myself. Like, I feel like I always kind of relied on being with other people or talking to other people to feel, good or like to stay kind of neutral in life. And since quarantine kind of forced us all to not do that and stay at home, I feel like it really made me like, get comfortable with myself and just learn how to find enjoyment in everything I do just by myself and not need anyone else. And it's kind of interesting because like it makes it so that when I do go out with other people or when I have activities with other people now, I kind of appreciate it more because I'm used to being by myself to a certain degree. So doing stuff with other people is kind of like more special now. Like it feels, I don't take it for granted as much.
Yep. Like the first time I actually saw friends once or after COVID, it felt like such a surreal experience. I was like
Yeah.
on a high.
Yeah, honestly. I saw Chris like 3 hours ago after like 3 weeks, and I didn't know how to speak to him.
It was kind of weird. It was
It
actually
was
really weird.
I was like, I don't know how to make eye contact. Like,
It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
You can't even like dab each other up. Like
I couldn't dab him up. I couldn't do nothing, man.
No, we couldn't.
Elbows.
elbows. Yeah. That's the new thing. I don't know. It's either dabs or like you just I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Elbows, fist bump.
Honestly, when someone goes in for a dap up now, I get scared. Like,
The thing is,
Just
Yeah,
back
because
away,
you
like
you don't know if they like don't care about anything or they're just being
Exactly.
friendly or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Jay dapped me up the first time I saw him after quarantine, and I looked at him for a second. I just did it. I didn't even realize I did it, and then he was like, "Yeah, I have hand sanitizer. I'll be fine." I was kind of scared because I didn't have any, man.
Oh, you
No.
fool.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to like the whole like what we learned during quarantine, I feel like for me, I kind of questioned like the whole time made me question my like purpose. I don't think I got an existential crisis or anything, but I don't know, like when you're so used to doing something, you just go through the motions. So when you
Mhm.
actually have time, and especially like because I don't know about you guys, but I got laid off of work and all of that, so like that extra time even made me think about like, oh, what am I doing this for? Like what's my purpose? And even though I had like a sense of what I wanted to do, I felt like during this time it kind of made me more I don't know, like aware of what I
Yep.
want to do now.
Like more focused. Yeah.
More focused. Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Do you think you found like a good answer, sort of, for that question of why are you here, or like what's your purpose?
I mean, I don't think that answer could. I don't think there. I don't think I'll ever have an answer to that. But
Mm.
I think I definitely know what I don't want to do, which is just what I've been doing is being comfortable. Because before this, like, I guess since school and all that, I just wanted to be comfortable, so I was just doing like everything because of rhythm. But now I kind of want to push myself to do even more, like especially when it comes to like our careers. And
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. I feel like a lot of people turn to gaming as a way to cope
oh yeah,
with
oh
this
yeah,
whole situation. Like especially us with like Among
yeah,
Us.
Oh,
we
yeah.
played I don't know how many hours, how many days, honestly, worth of just gaming
Yeah.
during the quarantine, man.
it's not really just gaming. It's like a
Yeah.
distraction for us. We just need something to
Yeah.
distract ourselves, like YouTube, Netflix, all that.
Some
We just need to
people-
distract ourselves. That's what I always cope with. But yeah, I need to get out of my comfort
Yeah,
zone.
like some people will start binging TV shows nonstop. Other people, like, honestly, it's kind of hard to imagine how people distract themselves without like the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think people just started reading books when they just went in their room and started reading books for all the quarantine? I can't imagine anyone doing that.
Jackie read so many books this quarantine.
Oh,
my
damn!
God.
I just
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Your David
I-
Dawkins book, eh? Did you finish that?
I did finish it. It was okay. It was very like military style and a bit rough, but I learned a lot. I love reading now. I honestly still find it feels like a chore to read, but I get so much out of it, so it's like worth it.
What type
Yeah,
of
I
books do you read?
I read mostly nonfiction because I enjoy that. Fiction, I don't have the imagination to like, I don't know, put myself in that world. So fiction, I like walking away from a book and then feeling like I learned something new. So I read about a bunch of different stuff. I see the value in books these days.
Yeah,
I
I think
recommend.
it's a really healthy habit because I know the more you read, like the smarter you get.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter what kind of book you read. It's just like in your head. It's like exercising your brain, and I think
Yeah.
that's a really good thing.
Your vocabulary expands too.
Yeah.
I read a whole book this quarantine. It's called How to Read a Book.
Is it
I feel
actually?
like yeah, I swear.
I hate that book, man.
Did it
Yeah,
help you
it's-
read that book?
Yeah, but it
Oh.
guides you.
Oh.
Shut up, Austin. It just helps me. It just because when you read, sometimes it just goes over your head. So I guess that book just helped.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Helped you like
Bro,
focus,
that's me
right?
and all the readings.
Yeah.
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 It tells you how to focus properly and how to read a book so that you get the most out of it.
I can't read in my head anymore. If
You
I
have to read out loud?
I have to read
Yeah,
out
me
loud to
too.
understand.
That's annoying as hell,
Yeah.
bro.
For me, I
That's
have to read
annoying
out
as
loud
hell.
for the first couple pages, and then I could read on my mind. I don't know what it is, but that's what
I've
it
been
is.
reading entire philosophy readings out loud for my classes, and every time my dad gets pissed at me, it's like, man, oh,
Of
please.
course.
You guys ever
Yeah.
like read a paragraph and then you're like, what did I just read? And then you just
Yeah.
go back and you're just like, what?
Oh, all the time.
I'll read it like
Yeah.
5 times, and I'm like, yeah, this is good. I don't know what
Yeah. All right, this is all my brain can take.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is RTA students speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we could talk about something else. Well, not prepared, but I have it written down. But we only met university, right? Most of us. So I wonder how you guys were in high school, and how does it compare now? Like, do you miss anything about high school?
Do you guys think that if we met in high school, that we would still be friends, knowing how you were in high school?
I'm surprised I'm even friends with you now, buddy.
Yeah,
I think we
so.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Really?
I would say no.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
kind of
know.
weird.
Wait,
Now that I
like,
think
have you
about
guys
it.
always been like into games, like Hasaan?
Honestly, nah. I think I got
Not
into it
always.
more after high school ended. So
I guess
and
same
I
for
bonded with
me.
you over playing games, right? So
Yeah. Like I was kind of into games in high school, but it definitely took off more now, especially with quarantine.
So, Weldon, you think games keep us connected?
Well, Among Us was pretty
Just
fun.
games.
Among Us
Oh.
was pretty good.
Jacquie, we killed it, eh? We won
We
twice that we
did.
got imposters.
That was the first time.
Bro, I saw the kill, man. I
I
should
love
have.
that.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I think Among Us is the first time I spoke to Kieran outside of school
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
That was
I've
the first
been-
Like
time she
outside
met
of school,
ever.
yeah.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about Among Us. It's actually connected me to people that I never thought I would get connected to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, and then Jackbox too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we really bonded over Jackbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a great bonding game.
Honestly,
if anything, Among Us made me hate you guys more.
It's not that serious. Come on.
It's pretty serious.
Okay.
it gets serious.
Yes.
It gets heated.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See,
Especially
yeah.
when you accuse me. And I am the imposter, but I don't want you to accuse me.
Mm-hmm.
High school life. I don't know if I'll meet every one of you and stick with you guys as a group in high school. It just sounds weird. I don't know
maybe
why.
not that, because like friend groups are a bit smaller and more connected with your hobbies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I could talk to you guys. I was pretty much like that person that would have different groups of friends. Because I would have my gaming friends. I'd have my
Mhm.
basketball friends. I'd have my media
Mhm.
friends. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's flexing. Jeez.
Yeah, I definitely feel you're very social, so I could really see that. Yeah.
Richard is literally the reason that this group exists, because this guy
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much
Oh yeah.
conducted the whole thing, right?
That
He
is true.
found Austin on the first day of school, and then he forced him to come speak to me and Chris, and then he found Jay and Sean and other people, and then later he brought Jacquie in, and Jacquie brought Maria in, and Weldon came in somewhere along the way. I don't know where. I don't know where.
Wasn't it Jay?
Nah, it was through Austin.
Yeah, I think it's
creative
through me.
processes.
Yeah.
Creative
Oh,
through
yeah,
Ken Scott,
yeah.
yo. Ken Scott.
It's interesting to me because
Legend.
Richard brought everyone together in that way, but I feel like if this was pre-university, if he came up to me in grade 12 or grade 11 and tried to just talk to me and be friends with me, I don't know if I would have responded the same way.
What are you trying to say?
Wow.
I'll just say, because look, the thing is, in high school, it's so different because I'm with people that I've known since I've been a little
Yeah.
kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even Chris, I've known him for since I was a young kid, but everyone else I've known since middle school. So everyone kind of has their groups, but university is kind of just throws you in the deep end. You almost don't know anybody, and so I kind of felt relieved that I had someone come up to me and actually say something. Whereas in high school, I probably would have just brushed you off and been like, I don't
Mhm.
want to talk to this guy.
I think going into university forces you to open up your mind in a different way than in high school, because high school you're kind of forced to be there. And I was kind of in a bubble, and I looked for friends that were similar to me. Whereas in university, I wanted to be way more open-minded and meet people that were different from me. And also now I see the value of hanging out with people that are different, because you learn way more that way.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
agree 100%.
So yeah, that's a change in mindset that I had from high school to university.
I think I was comparing myself to the high school me, where I wouldn't like meet as much people. But if I were like right now and I was in high school, I think I would meet all you guys, honestly.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
changed
Mhm.
as a person, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
I think I
Same.
legit changed.
If I were the current person I am like today, back in high school, like my life would have been very different, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think things would have
Definitely.
gone a lot different.
Would you redo high school in this like personality, I guess?
Wait, so what do you guys think? Are you guys saying you guys are just saying you weren't as social as you are now?
Oh yeah, I wasn't. I was a big introvert.
I kind of just didn't like people for the sake of not liking them, I didn't want to talk to them.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't talk to any like high school people at all. Like you saw in the subway and you didn't want to talk to her at all.
I'm going to have to bleep her name, bro.
I really can't just throw a name
Oh
here, man.
shoot! Oh shoot! You're right.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oops.
I think the reason I just don't like talking to anyone from high school, aside from like close friends, is like it's just they knew me back then, and I feel like I've changed so much as a person that I don't want to talk to
Yeah.
someone that still sees me in that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
So let's talk about that, like image, right? How much for me, I felt like back then, especially during high school, I was in a phase where I I guess I cared a lot about like self-image, I guess. So I remember back then, like I don't remember if I posted on Instagram or something, but for me, I wouldn't say I needed validation or something, but there was something that I guess needed or something, or attention. I don't know what it
That
is.
right there is called insecurity.
I guess insecurity, right? But now it's like I don't give a bleep, you know? It's like
Yeah.
I don't care to post. I don't care to, I
Yeah,
don't
because
care about what
you're
people think,
secure in yourself now.
I guess, but I don't know. Like
I
I
think it's good.
now I'm
It's a
just
good thing because
Yeah, it's progress.
I don't know. I think it's a sign of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not really like in high school everyone was like posting on social media or whatever, or like
Mhm.
Snapchat or whatever, and it was just like posting
Streaks.
streaks like just wherever you
Streaks,
are. It's just
jeez.
like people used to send like black photos with the word streak on. Like I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
I used to
Yeah.
be like
PTSD.
that, but
I
yeah.
think
And then
I
you
think
just like
I think social media was, for a lot of people, their almost their diary back then, or not their diary, but like it's how they release their feelings or emotions. I guess they don't really know how to do it other than that.
Yeah, but it kind of was always in an unhealthy way.
Mhm.
I
Like,
think
it
so
was-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A way to
Definitely.
cope with the emotions by getting validation from people, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is like everyone can see it.
Because people post stories every day.
I feel like now it's a lot more like commercialized though. Like it's kind of like creating your brand and stuff.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But I think that's because we're growing up, and I think that's what social media has become for us. And then for young people, I think it's still a source of validation.
For sure. And like you said, I really think it's unhealthy,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to fix it, but I don't think it's good to vent all your problems for everyone to see, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I see the brand thing a lot, honestly, because I feel like as people grow, they kind of grow distant to like what people think about them, because you kind of realize it doesn't matter what anyone else really thinks, because they're not gonna put a big impact on your life, really. So everyone kind of just starts using it to make themselves, grow and push forward and be better. So like the brand thing is really true. I think that's how like that really is a sign of like growing up and getting more mature.
But even with the whole branding thing, when you're growing up, right? even that has its detrimental effects. It's like you stick to, let's say you're branding something, right? That's still an image, right? So let's say you kind of defer from that branding, and you say something that you're not known to say. There's a whole thing about cancel culture, right? And how that's so prevalent. So I feel like everything you say, even right now, like even on our podcast, sometimes I feel like I'm afraid to say something sometimes. Not
Yeah,
because like
society's
it's wrong,
definitely
but
more sensitive.
yeah, not because I like what I think is wrong, but it's just that I'm scared to voice my opinion sometimes, especially online.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah,
Oh
people
yeah.
are really unforgiving online.
How do you guys feel about how powerful social media has become?
It has its pros and cons, I think. Cause like I'm on
Yeah.
Twitter, and are you guys
No.
on Twitter?
No.
Actively make myself not be on Twitter.
Sometimes when I want to check the trending stuff, but that's it.
Okay, well, I'm always so scared to like post anything, even if I see someone comment something like really problematic. I'm too scared to like say something because you can get
I
canceled and people
feel
can
that
dox
fear.
you,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just so scary. The internet is very unforgiving. So
It's actually crazy. I mean, I've been in situations where like I'll see a post that I like, it makes me so angry, and I really want to just like comment or reply to someone,
mhm.
and I'll like type out the message and then just erase it because I'm like, my better judgment.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my better judgment is just like, this is not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out the way I want it to. It's scary, man.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I watched like a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you guys watch it. It's called The Social Dilemma.
Oh yeah, I
And
watched it
I've
recently.
seen it.
yeah, it's really eye-opening, I say.
What's it about again?
Yeah,
Just
it's about like
expands
the
on like
data and stuff
yeah, it expands
that
on
like you provide all these companies, like social media.
Yeah.
Oh right. So it's like how it's these social media platforms are kind of, you're not really benefiting from it. It's to the benefit of those companies, right? Versus what they just want you to stay on so that they could profit off of you, pretty much.
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
what I understand.
What's
Yeah.
wild to me is like these days we all have social media accounts and we don't really think that much of it. We kind of just, it's almost like it's just normal, right?
Yeah.
And watch what I'm about to do here, right? In hindsight,
Shut
when we were
up.
when we
Oh,
were
that's the
in
thing.
hindsight, when we
That's the
were
thing.
when we were young kids and we made like our first, I don't know, MSN account or like Facebook
Like
accounts.
email, yeah.
Yeah, our parents were always going to be like, oh, don't put your information there. It's not good for you. So everyone put like fake birthdays and shit, and make themselves seem like they're not who they are. And as kids, it almost seems like we had more awareness about the fact that it can be dangerous. But now when we're grown up, we don't care about it. We don't give it a second thought, really.
You know what
Mhm.
it is? It's the fact that everything is like in fine print, and it makes it so that like all the information that they ask you, it feels like it's part of the internet. It's part of everything that you do. So it's like you don't really think twice. It's just like reading the terms and conditions. How often do you guys actually read the terms and conditions?
I've
I don't
never.
think I've ever read it once.
Never.
Never. But sometimes I do, because I remember in like 7th grade,
Jeez.
before I ever downloaded Instagram, my
No.
sister was looking through the fine print, and she's like, "Do you see this?
Yeah, that's
They can
scary.
record you. They can like listen
Oh,
to your
shit.
conversations on your
It says
phone."
that on
And I'm like,
the.
"Oh, whatever."
What?
Yeah, like they listen to you. If you talk about buying a phone case around your phone just for like long enough, for like 30 minutes,
It's
it'll give you a
yeah.
bunch of
bullshit.
I've
ads
always
That's
noticed it.
on
That's what the
Instagram.
social dilemma talked about too.
They have
Yeah.
access to all your photos. I was actually I was grocery shopping, and then I took a picture of this tea that I wanted to buy at some point, and then I go home and I see a ad for that tea on my Instagram feed, and it wasn't like I posted it on Instagram or anything. It was just sitting in my camera roll. So they have access to all the photos in your camera roll, which is kind of
Oh.
spooky.
But you know what?
That's-
Did you guys recently update your phones to iOS
Android.
14 or
Yeah,
whatever?
iOS 14.
I'm an Android guy.
Oh,
I'm not
true.
sure.
Well, I updated my phone, and now they give you the option on like Instagram or like anything else, like TikTok. You can select the photos that you're
yeah.
like it's allowed
Yeah.
to see.
What?
So it's like safer or whatever.
Oh wow.
I didn't know they could see in the first place.
It's just
That's-
weird that we're like desensitized to all this. Like I'm like, I don't really care. even though
Yeah.
it's like really alarming that they're like literally listening to us, but it's just so weird how we don't care anymore.
I think we're not gonna care until something happens. You know what I mean? Until we something actually
personally,
happens.
something personal.
Well, like surveillance, like you're constantly being surveilled. Like I don't know if the police wanted to like apprehend you for some reason, they can probably go into
Yeah.
that and like
Yeah,
go with
like
their
how
business.
far is this gonna go?
Exactly.
Yeah, especially if you committed a crime, right? It's like shit. Now they can find you.
Hold up.
Richard, do you have a confession to make, bro?
Guys, do you remember
Nope.
during the BLM protests how like people were taking videos and pictures of what was happening, and they'd go home and their phones would be wiped?
Wait.
I never heard
Did
of
you
that.
hear about
Whoa.
that?
No.
No.
It's
No
wild.
way,
Search it up.
what?
It's a thing. Like
Yeah.
everyone was talking about it.
It's
That's
wild.
crazy.
They were sending out mass texts through people's phones and like mass tweets. People were tweeting the same thing. Everyone who went to that protest, I don't know what happened, but like their
Wait,
phones
I
blacked
think
out.
I
and then-
remember seeing this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really creepy.
Was this? Oh my god, that's terrifying.
It's so strange.
But see, what's crazy is like even though I'm hearing that,
I'm not gonna change.
yeah, it's weird. Like we really are, like Austin said, we really are desensitized to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even with the whole 2020 thing, it's like everything that happened. I feel like so much shit has happened
Yeah.
that I don't. Like you
Mhm.
said, I'm just desensitized to everything. I don't know about you guys, but
Yep.
I am.
When do you guys think that started? Like, do you think we got desensitized early, or was it like a certain turning point for you guys?
So early. Like in 7th grade, you don't really understand how this stuff works and how like severe it is and how important like your privacy is. So you just get Instagram, and all of your friends have Instagram too. So you don't end up deleting it. And yeah, it just continues from there.
I don't think
Yeah,
I care too much because I always think, oh, I'm in one in like millions of people. Why would they check up my info instead of like other people? You know what I mean? That's what I think.
oh, interesting.
Even like kids, they have iPads all the time. I always see kids with iPads. So I'm like, what are the chances they'll choose me instead of like other people?
Like I'm really grateful that we grew up before like I guess the current young generation who's like grown up with smartphones and like social media all fully out. Like I'm grateful that we're not attached to that at such a young age already.
Yeah.
I wonder how it's going to be when kids that are like the kids right now and they're growing up with iPads in their hands from birth, what they're going to be like when they're our age. Because I feel like I already have a problem with like using my phone too much and like looking at the screen for no reason when there's nothing happening on it. But these kids, I don't know how severe it's going to be for them. Like,
I mean,
can
ask
you imagine?
yourself, like, what are you gonna do to your kid? How are you gonna monitor, like? Because I feel like
Yeah.
you know we want to say that, but when they get annoying, you're just gonna toss them an iPad and just call it a day, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm scared of. Like, now you
yeah.
think, okay, you won't give your kid like a smartphone or a cell phone at such a young age or whatever, but you know,
You guys
you
remember
probably
House
will.
Party?
House party?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like like everyone joins in, kind of like Skype. It's like a video call thing.
Yeah. What about it?
Yeah, it's just how the apps are always changing. The younger generation's getting new apps like TikTok. There's probably going to be
I
another
see,
app. Like remember, like we had Vine, and then now that's gone.
Then we had Musically and then TikTok. Oh man.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about this today. Like, I wonder what the next big social media app is going to be. That,
I was
like,
just
fills
talking
in
about this
gap.
with my friend because I was just like, oh, you know how like Instagram people are like hating it more and more because it's become like kind of like everyone is an influencer or like building their brand or trying to sell something. So like
yeah.
it's not like it was in like 2014 when you just like wanted to update your friends on like what you were eating or whatever, you know?
Feels fake, right?
Yeah.
So
Nothing
I
feels
think
authentic.
like something new is gonna come up, something like Instagram, but maybe in like the next 5 years.
I
Yeah.
really like TikTok. Like it's a lot of hate. I really like it. No, the thing is, it's I feel like it's easier to just post and I guess like grow viral, but I wouldn't say that's like the main benefit of it. But I
What
like
is the benefit of TikTok?
well,
The
the
benefit.
benefit for me is that is the entertainment it gives me. Okay, but
Straight up, yeah.
But it's unhealthy because I stay like on hours sometimes, which is bad. But I feel like it's more authentic than like Instagram, where people like pose and I don't know, like you know when you take an Instagram photo, you have to edit it
I
and
don't
Well,
know,
people are
man.
doing
I
it for the
mean,
TikTok.
It depends.
TikTok
It
is
actually
all about
depends because
those dancing trends and shit,
Trying to
and
go
people posing
viral.
the same exact way.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
it really just depends on your algorithm, you know, because you build your own
that's
algorithm. So
true.
depending on what you see and depending on what you like and how you interact with it is what you'll see.
Okay,
So
maybe that's why I'm liking a lot of weird crap on it.
I liked Instagram a lot more than TikTok because I feel like you're connected or you know the people on your feed. That's one, and you care about what you see on your feed, and you care about the people that you know that are posting. And then TikTok is just, I feel like it's just so addictive, and it's all purely for entertainment. And
Yeah, the thing
you
about
don't get
TikTok is like it was literally like it's like probably engineered to like keep you on and like
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's so
Oh
creepy.
yeah.
Like
it
the
really
statistics and
messed
all
up.
that.
It really messed up like my ability to pay attention to things. Like I can't watch a movie without skipping a few parts because I'm like too impatient.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just TikTok. Like I think that's all social media in general. Like our attention spans are like 1 minute now, maybe less.
How do you think we could fix like this whole attention span issue and all the detriments of social media? Because I need help.
Honestly, I think like the best way is to try to rewire your brain. You know, like
Yeah.
spending more time doing things where you have to like concentrate and like work your brain, like reading.
Yeah, I think reading is a good step in that direction because you have to force yourself to like, read and concentrate on like the words on the page instead of just scrolling and stuff.
Because I guess it's instant, like what is called, like gratification.
Gratification.
When you're
Yeah.
scrolling through, it's just like an easy dopamine release. It's just
Yeah, the dopamine
Yeah.
effect.
So I think it's important to just do stuff that's hard for you.
yeah.
Challenge your brain.
I think you should get those apps. My friends usually get those apps where like they track how much you go on your phone.
iPhone has
do you
that
know those?
now.
Yeah, so does
So-
Who
Android.
has that? Oh,
Yeah,
well, he's
so I
Android.
think that's like
Nah.
He's Android.
it's easy to see.
You
Yeah.
can get an app for it,
You know what's bad?
and it tracks.
It's bad to get on your phone in the beginning, like when you first wake up. I remember reading or hearing about how
I do that every morning.
So when you wake
Yeah.
up, right, that's when your brain is, I guess, the most ready to learn or whatever. So you shouldn't use that time to go on your phone because then you're just wasting all that, brain power or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
on
Damn.
Also,
social-
right before you go to bed too.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I
light
heard of that,
burning.
but I don't think I'm ever gonna stop
That's
that.
the
man.
2 prime times for going through IG stories and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I feel like I need my phone to sleep. I can't just fall asleep without my phone. It's interesting.
You know what I did in the beginning of quarantine, because I found myself going on TikTok and Instagram for too many hours in a day. This never worked. I put time limits on my apps, and it never worked because whenever the time limit was up, I just clicked ignore. But there is
Poor
one
guy.
thing I did that actually kind of worked, where it's kind of just like tricking your mind into doing a little bit more work to get to the app. Like I would take normally I had it on my first page of my phone, right in front of there. No, not any folders on my page. I stuck it on like the back page inside of a folder on the second page of the folder. So I had to scroll through everything to go to the apps and open it. And it actually like somehow helped. Like I stopped going to it as much because I knew I had to do all that work
Mm-hmm.
to get there.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, like you gotta like kind of trick your mind a little bit. Because then I found out afterwards, I was like, oh, I kind of feel a lot better now that I'm not going on it as much. And so now, even if I put it back on like my home page, like it's not as much of a problem for me, I guess.
Interesting.
I actually like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like my urge would be too strong. Like I'd just go through those different pages and stuff to get to it. But
I feel like it'd be worse now because iOS has widgets now, right? On the home screens.
yeah.
I mean, the thing
Easy
is,
access.
like, even if you do like obviously I still open up the apps and stuff, but it's just that when you do that, when you go through that process, it's kind of you're thinking about it consciously, like, oh, I gotta scroll through all this shit. Like, why am I doing it? And they're like, oh yeah, because I'm addicted. And then you gain a little bit of self awareness, you know.
Mm-hmm. What app are you guys most addicted to, and why?
TikTok.
Damn.
Yeah.
Probably Reddit.
Yeah,
honestly,
Reddit.
I mean.
Reddit is a big
I'm always
one,
on
bro.
Reddit.
I'm gonna say YouTube probably.
YouTube.
Reddit has everything. That's why it has YouTube links, has TikTok links, it has everything.
Reddit's definitely the most real because like people post their personal experiences on like any topic, like literally every topic
You
possible.
see, I would say Reddit, but TikTok, it's all video, right? So you don't have to read anything. You just
Yeah, and just scroll.
yeah, exactly. Once you finish a video, it's like okay,
You can scroll on Reddit
my thumb
easily.
is already halfway scrolling, so I'm just gonna go to the next video, and the next video, and the next
And
video.
it's such like a
Mhm.
wide range of different content, different genres of different
Exactly.
content.
And it's
that-
random too,
Mhm.
right? Basically, like you said, it's
Yeah.
on algorithm, so it just keeps feeding you what you like. So it's like
It's
Which is
rarely ever
creepy, it's-
boring.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, though. My algorithm is messed up for TikTok. I have like
You gotta
all
fix
these
it.
like I know, I guess, because I have all these like Asian ones. I really like
oh
a
wait,
lot. I'm
what?
You're just not addicted enough, Chris.
I
At
can
one
never-
point,
the max
at
I
one
have is like
point-
5 hours in TikTok. That's it. I can't get addicted to it.
Yeah,
It's just
I mean, I think for some people the app just doesn't work properly.
I
I couldn't get
don't
into
like
it.
TikTok. I've never tried it, but it seems like so addictive, and I'm already addicted to my phone.
I think it's a good choice.
So
Don't
sad.
download it.
yeah, don't.
Have you guys tried Instagram Reels?
I heard
It's
it's
basically
Um,
the same thing.
For a little bit.
It's basically TikToks reposted on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
hate
never
it.
really like.
Hassan loves it. I hate it.
No. I don't love it. I'm just saying that I like Instagram. So if TikTok and Instagram just became the same thing, I'd probably use it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instagram basically takes everything from every app.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like all
Yeah.
in one.
Stories.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
addicting
Snapchat,
to
yeah.
me. Like,
Stories.
I think I'm most addicted to Instagram.
even Instagram is the only reason I got TikTok because people like meme pages would post TikTok,
Yeah.
and that made me go like, oh, maybe I should just get TikTok so I can see these videos, and like that's the only reason. And if it wasn't for Instagram, I probably wouldn't even use half these other apps. Like even I think I got Snapchat after too, because the stories
You
thing.
use Snapchat anymore, anyway.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
Snapchat. It's the worst app.
Yeah, I remember I had like a 400 streak with someone.
Bro, I had
Yeah.
1,000.
Yo,
I
My
didn't
goodness.
post it for like 4 years.
like
Oh
Chris.
my god. I did it all. Just saying.
Yo, who's the girl?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's definitely a girl.
Of course it
Yeah.
is.
And then when you would go on trips, you would count on someone to maintain your streaks.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I used to
Oh my
do
god.
That
That's
was so
crazy.
crazy to me to hear about. Like, oh, don't message me right now.
Yeah.
Someone else took my account for
I
streaks.
didn't do that, but like, oh my god.
Yeah,
That's just
we took our streaks seriously.
Dude, I knew this girl in high
even
school.
like
who
recoveries.
lost-
Like, we missed it. We missed it. We got to recover.
yeah, exactly. I think we're talking about the same person, bro. Where like they would lose their streak with someone, they would email Snapchat and be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
give me back my streak."
And
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I did that like
That's
3 times,
happened.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
I think we've all done that.
I
No.
never. Okay, I didn't know there was this many people that did.
I've
What the
never
hell?
done that.
it was serious, man. That's all that mattered in high school.
I kept it because I wanted to keep in touch with like friends after high school graduation and all that. But I'm like, this is useless. Why am I doing this?
But like, yo,
So
what does that
pointless.
say about our friendships with people? Like, if the only thing that
Yeah,
has
it's
you
not
speaking
great.
to
It's not
someone
great.
is a streak emoji, like, do you even like each other? Are you even friends?
Right?
I just
Yeah.
wanted to
Like
keep
to
in
be
touch, but yeah, it's
popular
not
in
great.
high school, like, oh, you have a lot of streaks. You must know a lot of people. That's
I
fine.
guess so.
But once you leave high school, you're like,
You
I
think
don't even
people,
talk to half of these people.
Do you think people
Yeah.
like when they became friends, they were just like, all right, well, before I really get into this, show me your Snapchat. I can see your streaks, see what I'm dealing with.
That's another thing about friends. Like, like going to university, I didn't expect to have like any friends because from what I heard from university, no,
It's okay.
seriously, because from what I heard, it's like university, you just go to school, you just go to class, and you go home, right? But it's cool that I met like people, like genuine people like you guys, and we
Yeah,
actually connect and we talk, and because I remember, I'm pretty sure we all had the first same impression of like of how RTA or oh my gosh, I don't know what I
Whoa,
want.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Beep that,
whoa,
beep that. I don't want to name drop.
whoa,
Beep that.
whoa.
All right, but I don't want to name names, but it was a strange strange group of no, yeah.
Just not what you expected.
It's not what you expect. Well, no, I kind of expected it to be. weird
Here's what I
people,
would
but
say. Everyone in RTA, since we're in a media program, is super social. And
sure,
that
you're
was
right.
not something that I was
I
used
wouldn't
to.
say
Like,
super social. I didn't
Not
make any
everyone, yeah.
friends like in my
oh, well,
program.
Nah,
like,
there's a lot of people that just keep to themselves.
Yeah.
maybe it's different in like different RTA programs because in media production, the first day, it was like everyone knew each other for years. And I know for a fact they
Oh.
met the first day there.
I'm so
So,
jealous.
Well, to be fair, it was because of the group chat too. But
yeah.
Whenever I post anything in my group chat, the new media group chat, I get ignored.
Oh my
oh,
God.
jeez.
Do you want us to add you to our?
I'm already in
program?
it.
No.
Yo,
He
she's
added
in
me
it.
a while ago. I just read
Oh,
your
man.
stuff.
It's low key media production member.
We have to cut
Mhm.
this. We're like dissing people.
We're
We're not dissing
like
anyone. It's just that. Look, here's the thing. Here's the
Bleep new media.
thing. We don't have to. Okay, I don't think it's dissing. I think literally the only one of the biggest reasons that this group is close friends is because we all had a similar weird impression of RTA.
Hassan, I straight up said RTA sucks. You better bleep that when you edit this, all right? Thanks.
No, we can talk about this.
Bleep,
we
bleep,
already
bleep,
all
bleep.
said that we were in RTA, so
Yeah.
they're gonna
Oh,
know
yeah.
who we're
Just
talking
bleep
about.
that part too. Just bleep anything.
Don't
You
worry.
know
don't
what?
worry.
If the shoes fit, wear them. Like,
True.
Okay.
No, right? Who
Okay,
cares?
let's say
We just straight up talked about how we don't care about our image and stuff.
true. Who cares?
Oh, that is so true.
If they want to fight, we'll see them next September.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Oh no.
Why not, Chris?
No, it's sad thinking like, oh, next September we're gonna see everyone, including this group. Oh man.
Wait, you're sad thinking that you're gonna see us?
Yeah, what the hell, Chris?
Yeah.
No.
Wait, what?
That's
crazy.
cool.
The fact, no, because of the pandemic, I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna see each other till next year, and not even like next.
Okay. Close
Time
one, close
flies
one.
so
then.
quickly.
Whew.
It'll
It really
be
does.
quick.
Wait, so winter's gonna be online too, right?
Oh yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
Probably.
Did you guys
Yeah.
think the pandemic was gonna last this long?
No.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I
I did for sure.
Honestly, I did because I remember back in the first wave, they already started saying a second wave is gonna come in the fall, and in my mind, I was just like, okay, if that happens, then goodbye, third year, it's over. Like 2020,
Mhm.
2021 is how it's gonna be. That's how I thought about it. So I'm not like
Mhm.
too surprised, but I'm disappointed that I was right. So
Yeah. Plus, if you think about like a vaccine and stuff, all the testing that has to go on. First, they gotta make the vaccine, then do all the testing, then they gotta mass produce, and then they gotta
yeah.
distribute.
Did
So it's gonna
anyone
take
question
a long
why a hotel shampoo company is the one making the vaccine? Like, why is
Is that
Johnson
true?
Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson?
What?
I don't trust that. Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
why they're making it, and their first one failed, which is normal. But I feel like they failed because they're a shampoo company. I don't
What?
know.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and the
They're
crazy
making a
thing is,
vaccine?
Trump
I mean-
is endorsing them too.
What the hell?
Well,
Johnson
Technically,
and
it's like
Johnson.
pharmaceuticals,
You know.
right?
That's
Because
sus.
I don't know.
Oh, I guess they do count as pharmaceutical because they're making soap, which is
Yeah,
like
it's like
a chemical, right?
it's
Maybe.
yeah. I guess I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure they have the facilities and stuff for it, but I don't know if
It's
they're
still gonna
like,
take a long time.
yeah.
Apparently, their first vaccine gave someone like a weird illness.
It is a test.
Oh no.
It is a test. So
Let's
What
not
can you do?
entice anti-vaxxers here.
Do you guys think Donald Trump ever had COVID?
No. It was all part of his plan. And
50-50. 50-50.
dumb Americans.
I think he
for
did.
it.
I think he did.
Did you guys hear the statement he put out the next day or something? He's like, oh,
Within 3 days. What the
yeah,
heck?
He said something
Yeah.
about, oh, they gave him this whatever. He's like, oh, they gave me something, and to me that's
Yeah.
a cure. I'm gonna give it to everybody. And he said that the cure is coming soon.
It's
and
so dangerous because his followers are so dumb.
Mm.
They'll believe him.
Yeah,
And
it's so wild.
and now he's gonna get votes because
because
and
if you did
pretended
COVID,
he has a vaccine or like some kind of cure.
Nah, but the thing is, like, everyone around him also got tested positive. So, I mean, it's likely that it could have happened.
But I
But I
kind
don't know
of,
if he recovered that
but
fast.
like,
Like, that's kind of insane.
who's saying that they tested positive? Like the media that's controlled by them. I just don't trust anything.
the thing
It's
is,
hard to
like,
trust anything these days online.
I don't know. I saw
Yeah.
videos
there's
of
this one
him like
video.
having
Yeah.
breathing problems, like when he got out, or like when he returned to the
Yeah.
White House.
And he was holding in his cough, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looked like
yeah,
he was struggling. But
Because the thing is, normally he tries to act like he's, he's heroic and he's just like, he's perfectly fine in every situation. But in that one, when he came out after COVID and he was trying to seem like he overcame it, it really didn't seem like he did. It looked like he was struggling. Like, that's the one thing I feel like maybe he actually did get it and he did get sick, but he was just doing his best to act like it's not that serious, which is even stupider. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope he gets voted out, to be honest.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just glad we don't live there right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, when he first got elected, it still affected Canada. Like
Oh,
I
it definitely
remember,
affected like
It does.
the
Yeah.
world in general.
I remember in Riverdale, some like what's it called? Some like KKK members from like Canada put up flyers that are like what's the word? They're like white supremacists and they're like anti-immigration, and they were saying like some neck shit on those flyers, and people were really mad about it. So
For a second, I thought you were talking about Riverdale, the TV show, and I got
Yeah,
No.
that's what I thought too.
Riverdale, the
Riverdale.
neighborhood in Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I just
okay.
feel
It's
like
because when
that's
someone in
actually-
power like that gives you like, it's almost like they see him. It's like a positive reinforcement for them. So I don't
Yeah,
know. It's messed up out there.
it really is.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we can move on to another topic. Expectations. So
If I don't want to, Richard.
Huh?
I
So
want
what if I
to.
don't?
You don't want
Okay,
to?
yeah.
I want to.
No,
I
go
want
ahead.
to.
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
All right. So expectations.
Mr. Host.
Yo, Hasaan, you could kick yourself out, and I'll continue this recording by myself. All right.
All right. I'm about to mute Richard's track.
All right. So I guess we're having a live firing session.
Ooh.
Anyway.
We never wanted you here, Richard.
All right, shut your mouth. All right. Expectations. So how? I guess not expectations, but since the future is so uncertain, and we're in a time where we're in school, and I guess our we don't really have. I guess most of us, we don't have a clear destination of what we want to do or what we want to be, especially since our program doesn't really give us a clear path like that. So how do you guys like deal with the uncertain in the future and yeah.
Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So I feel like I've talked to a bunch of people about this, and they're always telling me the same thing. Like, it always works out in the end. Like, just make sure that like you're doing your best, and it'll always work out in the end. So right now, I'm just trying to focus on myself and make better choices, build better habits, and like learn as many skills as I can that like might serve me in a job. And like, if like a door opens and if I find a job that I really like, then I'll take it. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in the future, you know? You have to be open to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I've learned to take advantage of the moment and living in the moment, doing what makes me happy, because like life is so uncertain and we don't know where we're going. So might as well live your life to the fullest. As cheesy as that sounds.
Yeah, I feel like things might be uncertain now, but like we're gonna come out of RTA with so many like media products for like our portfolio and stuff, especially with practicums coming. So we're gonna get so much more experience that will
Sometimes
hopefully lead us to employment.
I feel like sometimes I have ideas of what I want to do in the future, but thinking about the road to get there just seems like not even the right word isn't impossible. It's more like I just have no clue what it consists of. It's like, because I mean, obviously I haven't lived through it, right? That's why
Mm-hmm.
the future, but it feels almost like there, for everything else in life until this point, there's kind of been some steps lined out for us. Like through school, it's been like, you got to go through all these grades, you got to complete this many credits, get your voluntary hours, yada yada yada, right? And in university, it's kind of similar to, right? Even though you got to pick your degree, it's like, okay, do this many courses, whatever, get your degree. But after
Mm-hmm.
that point, after you're done studies and you're just looking for a job, what aside from making a resume and applying, like what's the real procedure to like following your dreams and like getting to there? And like, like if I want to make like a TV show, I want to make movies and stuff. I'm learning about that stuff in RTA, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like I know the exact first step that I gotta take.
Yeah, it's definitely scary and overwhelming, but I think it all works out.
Yeah.
In the end.
I was gonna say there's gonna be a time where like you get to a point where like you're happy with where you are, and then you'll like regret even ever worrying about it because it just works out. That's
Yeah.
how I feel it's gonna work out for everyone.
For me, it's I want to live life and be happy and just just do what I want to do that makes me happy. But at the same time, it's I guess I'm torn because part of me is like, since I'm like the first generation of like Vietnamese Canadian, especially, like I feel like there's something on my shoulders for wanting to provide and be able to support my family and all that. So like part of me wants to be very strict and responsible and do everything so that I get to a clearer path. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I also know myself that I want to be happy in what I do. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, I just I don't know. I like Maria said, I think I just take it one step at a time, and as long as I'm putting in effort, I think that's how I stay happy.
You know what? I've actually been thinking about that a lot all of quarantine. That was like my big realization this quarantine. Like, especially like just being like a child of an immigrant, you know? You just like really want to make your parents happy and like make them proud and like provide for them. But you also only have one life, and you also shouldn't be living it for like everyone else. Like, of course, you should be taking them into consideration, but also think about what you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. So this is kind of on the same line, but also a little bit random. But I've been also thinking about how to fit in my culture into my life because my mom is from Laos and then my dad is Canadian. And I feel like because I've grown up in Toronto and just been in a part of a like Western society, I'm so disconnected from my Asian roots, and I don't really know if that's like something to be concerned about, or like do I just keep going through my life ignoring my Laotian side? I don't know.
I think the younger you are, getting to like know your background and like your ethnic parents' like culture, I think it's so important. I think that's like a big thing, especially like when you're an adult, you know? It's like just
Mm-hmm.
part of your identity. And I feel like a lot of people have been saying that recently, you know?
Yeah.
Like feeling disconnected from your
Yeah.
uh
Feeling like they
roots, I
want to,
guess.
yeah, feeling like they want to reconnect to their roots, and because it's like a huge part of your identity. So I think that's very,
Yeah.
it's wise for
Yeah.
you to want to connect your,
I feel
Yeah.
like when I was younger, I kind of did a lot to try and like kind of move away from it because I wanted to just kind of fit in with other people that weren't like me, because I don't know what it was, but for some reason I really didn't like the process of explaining my culture or like, how I grew up to other people. But now like that I'm older and I mean becoming more of an individual, I think I I definitely want to learn more about it and I want to be more like involved in it just because it does have a really big impact on your identity, whether or not you want to. Like when anyone you meet in the future ask you questions about how you grew up, that's going to come into a part of it. So I think it is like, yeah, like Maria said, it is pretty wise to go and actively, because I mean, it's something you have to actively learn about. It's not something that you can really just ignore sometimes.
Yeah, because it's important to learn about the history of the world, but it's also important to learn about the history of yourself and your family. Like, you can't just ignore that.
Yeah, I think it's something like to be proud of, and also just looking at it from your parents' point of view, it's like their culture is all they've known, and then I think they would be really happy for you to like embrace that as well and not shy away from it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really good way of connecting to your parents.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Hasaan, I agree with you. When I was younger, I was so embarrassed of being Asian for some reason, and especially because Laos is really small, so pretty much nobody knew where it was, and I didn't feel like having to explain it, so I just tried to avoid talking about my culture or my roots as a kid.
Yeah,
I remember as a kid, like if someone in my own age spoke to me in Urdu, I would just not speak to them.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Oh my god.
I'd be like, no, just
Wow,
speak to me in English,
really?
bro. Yeah, it was that deep for me. I was like, if I'm at school, like I don't want to be behaving the same way I would at home or around my own community. I don't know why
Where
I
did you
wanted to
grow
separate
up?
it so much. North York. So like, I don't know. Where are we, Richard?
Yeah,
Give a better
North
explanation.
York. Like,
Was it like multicultural or mostly like white kids?
Nah, it's pretty diverse, but I mean, I don't know what I think. Like, maybe it was a collectively like everyone in that area kind of like didn't want to talk about where they're from because everyone was from different places, maybe.
Yeah.
So we all kind of tried to assimilate to one sort of like what we thought was an easier way of communicating with each other, where like we didn't have too many differences and stuff like that.
I remember when I was a kid, like in elementary school, I used to wonder, like, yo, why can't I be white? I wish I was white. Because
Yeah, me
you know what it
too.
is?
I used to think that
Yeah,
too.
because all the movies and everything,
Damn.
everyone you look up to, like especially in the movies and whatever, all the main characters and all the superheroes, they're all white. So it's strange how how much that could affect someone just by the people you look up to, and especially with the media, right?
Also, I feel like every person of color that I've ever talked to has had like incidents at school where like they got made fun of, they got bullied, or like someone was racist to them. And like that kind of traumatizes you. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
It's so weird too because even though I went to like I had like a really diverse community in my elementary and middle school, there would still be that kind of like making fun of people for like who they were, and everyone would do it against everyone else, and it kind of made, I think that's what made everyone kind of like shy away from really talking much about their culture, to the point that like, I mean, when I went to high school, it was way more of a white population there, and I didn't feel like it almost felt like I was I already was fitting in because I didn't used to talk about my culture that much to begin with. But when I was around people that, when it was a less diverse community there, that's when I kind of started regretting like, how I was before. I kind of started feeling like, oh, now there's not that many people that understand where I'm from or like how I grew up. And I kind of started to wish that I valued it more when I was younger. And that's kind of led to where I am right now, I guess.
Do you feel more connected to your culture now?
I would say I'm getting there. Yeah. Slowly.
I mean, I think the good thing about, I guess, 2020 and the more modern years, it's that in the media, I guess it's putting more emphasis on diversity and all that, and having more people of color on TV, like with the whole like Oscar incident.
Yeah, representation. Yeah,
exactly, right. So I think that's a good thing, especially for like the younger generation, so that they could be more proud of their heritage and all of that.
yeah, definitely.
I think we grew up in a really like white-centric generation.
I agree 100%. That's so true.
I feel like my little sister didn't as much as me.
Yeah.
Like, still it's a problem, but I think it was really bad when we were all kids.
I agree. I feel like the one thing that really affected me that I just realized recently was like Tumblr. How do you remember Tumblr and like those big girls on Instagram who were like all white, super skinny, pin straight hair?
Mm-hmm.
And I used to look up to
remember
them,
that,
but
yeah.
and like pale skin, and like that was like in at the time, and like I could never look like that, but I idolized them so much.
You know what's so crazy to me is like as someone that's like creative and like I like to write and create stories. Like kind of I'd say more recently in university, I had this realization that whenever I created characters or thought about characters in my head, they would end up being white. And I would think about it like, why is it that they have a default race in my head, right? And I think it's literally just because I grew up with all these protagonists in movies being white, all these characters being white, that it made me think that if I'm going to make movies or TV shows, they should be white people too. And
That's
more
so
recently, it's
true.
like, you know, I'm actively trying to change that in my head. Like, okay, I want to have someone that looks like me and looks like another friend of mine, you know? Like,
That's why it's so important for like people of color to integrate themselves in the creative industries, you know?
yeah.
Like there should be more space for us for that reason. And we should lead an example for like other generations.
Hopefully we can be that generation going forward.
We will.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think we can change the future. Yo, that sounds so cheesy. Yo, cut that.
We can change the future!
All right, Richard. I think it's outro time, man.
All right, and let's leave it at that. So we talked about our quarantine lives, our personal growth, getting to know ourselves, our social media experiences, and also our hopes for the future. So hopefully you guys got some, I don't know, gems out of that. It was a very enjoyable discussion. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys next week in Hindsight. So bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.